All right, so for today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a simple tube Thanksgiving turkey. It's going to have a little open and shut beak. It's going to have some little hand-shaped tail feathers. It's going to be super bouncy because why not? And to make him, what we're going to need are 2 sheets of paper, some crayons or colored pencils, markers, whatever else you would need to color, some glue or tape or staples. I have regular school glue. And finally, you are going to need a pair of scissors. So to get started, what we're going to do is just take 1 sheet of our paper. We're going to fold it in half. So we're going to bring the bottom up to the top. We place our hand here, slide this over, and work until it matches up at the top. Then we seal the bottom by running our fingers against it. Open it up, and the big rectangle will be our turkey's body. At the bottom, we're going to fold this in half as well. Now we have 2 skinny rectangles and 1 thick rectangle. We're going to have one for the body, one for the head, and one for the legs and the beak. So you can choose whatever colors you would like for the body. Personally, I'm going to use brown. Any crayon works, but my favorite is actually this broken brown crayon that's missing its wrapper. I can hold it sideways and color a large amount in a short amount of time. Just rubbing it back and forth. Now you'll see some texture on my paper, 1 from the bag that I'm working on top of, and 2 because my table is my craft table with a bunch of old glue and things on it. Once you've finished coloring the parts for the body and the head, we'll move on to the feet and the beak. I've had some students use red, orange, yellow. I like yellow. I'm doing the same thing over here because my yellow happens to not have the wrapper on it. Once we're done with the body, head, and feet and beak sections, we are going to go ahead and cut them. Find the folded part where there should be a simple line and cut on that line the best you can. It's okay if it's not perfect. We just need the body and the head right now, so I'm going to move the part for the feet and beak to the side. To make our tube, we're going to lay this on its back and wrap just a little bit around. It's going to be hollow inside, so we make it look a little like a J, and then we're going to add glue to it. If you're using liquid school glue like me, just a few dots will work. So just dot, 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 dot. The less glue you use, the better it's going to hold. So I'm going to roll this one on top so it looks kind of like a big bracelet and hold it from each side. I'm going to count to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And after 10 seconds, your paper should hold pretty well. And I'm going to set the body to the side. Next, I'm going to work on my head. I'm going to do the same thing. I lay it on the back, roll this over, and add my little drops of glue. Smaller drops help the glue dry faster so it doesn't undo itself. Press it down and count to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we are. So next we're going to attach the head to our body. Sometimes I like to put it right on top so each seam, or the part where the paper overlaps, is in the same place. So I'm just going to center it, so put it in the middle, and add my glue. Little drops of glue. Gonna line up my seams. Whoops. Press it down and count to 10. I've got my thumbs inside here and my fingers in the body. I'm pressing down nice and hard. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's stuck together pretty well. So next I need my beak and my feet. I take my yellow paper and I'm going to fold it in half. So again, I put my hand over here, fold this till the sides touch, and run my finger along the edge. I'm going to cut that part on the line. Next, I'm going to fold it in half again, but this time I'm going to keep it closed, kind of like a book. And like a book, when you open the pages, there's the spot where it's folded on the edge. I want you to look at the folded edge, and we're going to cut a little triangle off of the folded edge. You should be able to see 2 papers on the other side. You can cut it rounded if you'd like. You can cut little triangles out for the toes with just little snips. You could do whatever you would like for the shape of your turkey's feet. But the coolest part is because it's folded over and because we kept the seam here, when we open it, they'll be symmetrical or the same on both sides. Now I'm going to set those aside and work on my beak. Now the beak doesn't have to be so big. That's really big. So I'm going to cut a small rectangle off the side. Here's the hardest part. We're going to line up this bottom edge with the side by folding it into a triangle. Where we see the difference between, if that'll work, the yellow and the white, we're going to cut. You can flip this one inside out. And now we have a yellow beak that can open and close. You could add a tongue inside if you would like. I think I'm going to make a pink one. You can also add the turkey's wattle or that little red piece on top if you would like to. It kind of looks like a bean or an oval shape. And then we can start attaching our beak and our feet. So the feet are going to go on the very bottom of our turkey. If our turkey's looking up like this, we'll simply put some glue on here and face them forward. Add my drops of glue. Place them right down there. And I like to sit my turkey up so I can make sure the feet look good. I've got my hand slid in here, then I press down and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can let go. And my turkey finally stands because he's got feet to weigh him down. I'll flip him back over so we can look at his gorgeous blank little face. I'm going to put a few dots of glue on the bottom of the beak. Stick that to the front. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. I've got a 3D beak that sticks out like a real beak. Next, we can decorate the face if we would like. I think I'm going to give this guy some kind of sleepy looking eyes. I got a tired, tuckered out turkey. And I always like giving them big eyebrows because I think it's funny. There we go. Boop. And finally, we need our turkey's tail feathers. And for that, we're going to use our hands. Now we're going to reach and grab that last piece of paper, that second paper, and we're going to color it. You can color it all one color if you would like, or different colors. That's up to you. I think I'm going to do some stripes of colors. I think that's going to look kind of cool. Almost like a tie-dye turkey tail. Now I'm going to show you a really cool trick for making this turkey tail perfect. Oh, I'm kind of digging this blue and the purple. Not a very traditional turkey tail, but that's okay. Oh gosh, that's an oil pastel. That's really rough. Oil pastel is kind of like a super intense crayon. And it made, whoops, and it made its way into my crayon box. And let's see if I have anything else I want to add. Why not some yellow? Up on, whoops, okay, that's... I think I'm okay with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold our paper over so we can see the white on the outside. We're folding it in half. Now we're going to keep this folded while we cut. You should see white on the front and the back, and our secret inside. We're going to take our hand, and I'm going to use this hand because it's easier, and trace it on our paper. Now here's the cool part. You won't just get one hand when you cut this out because we have two papers here. We're going to hold it flat so it's sandwiched together. You wouldn't let a PB&J fall apart, would you? So I'm cutting my hand out. I like to go from fingertip to fingertip because it's hard to cut when there's a lot of paper flopping around. Get this out of the way. And now holding it tight, I'm cutting around my fingers. And now, since we cut through two papers, we open it up. We have two wonderful handprints, perfectly symmetrical, just like our turkey's feet. So what I like to do is I like to kind of sandwich the two fingers together like this, so it looks like a big tail. And to do that, I'm going to glue it. Press them down and I count to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And finally, I'm going to glue them to the back of my turkey, just like this. I'm not going to glue his head, but you could if your hands are a little floppy. Your hands are probably little enough that it's not a problem. But I'm going to add my little dots here. Stick my turkey on. Slide my hands in and count to that famous number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when I pick them up, well, those hands might be a little heavy because my hands are bigger than yours. But I have my awesome little turkey. You can go ahead and decorate him however you want. You can add sparkles or anything you have at home. You can draw wings on it. I've had kids make hats and things. You get to decorate this guy however you would like to. So enjoy, and I'd love to see pictures if you could send them to me by email of your finished turkeys. Happy Thanksgiving!